First of all, congratulations, man. All ACC preseason. How's that feel?
Feels good. Just knowing that put in the work all this summer, and guys kind of acknowledging me that I will be first team. I mean, I don't kind of look at that, look at stats, look at accolades, because all I want to do is win. But to be honest, preseason first team All ACC, it means a lot. But I got to put the work in now. I got to go show it.
Well, speaking of putting in the work, I spoke to D. Clinton today. He said you was working on a jump shot all summer, but you still can't outshoot him. So always,
Nah.
always remember that. Well, listen, man. I know you expect to have a breakout year. Great honor. A lot of respect for you. I've watched you since you were a freshman in high school, so I'm not surprised by the level you've achieved and in the direction and where you're going. But I do want to talk to you about a little bit about your role on this team. I think people don't understand. Like, let's go back to a year ago. Things didn't start out great.
Yeah.
You guys had a tremendous amount of expectations, but by the end, you were playing as well as anyone on that team. What clicked and when did it click for you last year?
Last year, so started off kind of up and down, and then I got subbed out the lineup and was kind of going back and forth with that, and then it just clicked. My high school coach hit me, and he was just like, whatever it takes for you to get back on the floor, whatever it takes for the coach, whatever you need from the coaches, like you got to do it. And whether you get 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you got to make your tape look good for that amount of time that you're on the court. So when I heard that, I just was like, I had to lock in. And also, he was talking about like you don't want to be that guy who's not getting involved in whether you're playing or not. You don't want to be that guy who's outside, not having a good attitude, not showing love to your teammates and stuff like that. You don't want to be that guy named like, oh, he doesn't really care about the team. He's only care about himself. So that's really what kind of like took me out of my shell. And I was like, I gotta focus on others and not really worry about what I gotta do. Just basically do what I gotta do on the court to win and do what the coaches asked me to. And I think that's when it clicked.
I don't think people understand. And I think for a person in your position or point guard, it's the hardest thing to do is learning when to score and also playing with and without the ball. Now, watch you play
Mhm.
in high school to get to this level. Most times, someone just gives you the ball and you just run with it. Then you get to this team, and then
Yeah,
last year you're sharing it with Wendell. You're on the ball, you're off the ball, and it is a big
yeah.
difference. I don't think people understand the difference in playing with and without the ball. So, how has that
No.
adjustment been?
It's just for this year. I mean, like you said, it's a big adjustment. Like you got to know when to score, know when to pass. Especially for this team, I got to get guys involved, but I also have to score at the same time. So trying to find a balance of both. I think just for me this year is just kind of getting guys involved early, and then stuff will open up for me later in the game.
You feel as though you're better at that now than you were at any point in time? Did you feel added pressure to do that this year with obviously everyone again with the preseason all ACC expectations and everything on a really young group of guys, and we'll get into that in a second, and you being a returning guy, you feel like you've been practicing on that and you kind of dialed in on that?
Yeah, I feel like I'm locked in. I'm 10 toes, just trying to do everything I can to get these young guys ready. Whether it's leading, whether it's playing defense, hard setting the tone, like I'm doing just trying to do everything I can right now. And I think just my first 2 years, my freshman sophomore year is kind of preparing me for this moment right now. So just got to go out there and take care of business.
Now, from one DMV guy to the next, one ACP point guard to the next, having watched one of your practices, now, I'm not even going to talk about last Thursday practice, but having watched one of your practices, what is one thing that I
Yeah,
would say to you with my level of experience watching you practice that you
like
could do
a
better?
critique or a
That you
critique
can do
for
better?
me. Um, I probably say just probably hitting open guys. Maybe sometimes I'm going in there. Sometimes it's score. When it's making the easy play, it's making the easy play. You don't always got to hit the home run play. Because like scouts looking for the big play, but just making the right play. Everybody loves the right play. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. Just making the easy read and not trying to do too much.
I agree with that, but I'm gonna give you something easier than that. I didn't hear your voice enough.
Yeah.
I didn't think I heard your voice enough. I think without question, you're the leader of this team, and I didn't hear your voice singled out enough. And I think if my advice to you is that something you definitely got to improve on. You got to be the loudest voice in that room. No one in that locker room has any idea what's coming but you. So my
Hmm.
my advice to you and watching you play is going to be you're going to have to be the loudest voice in that room because these young guys have no idea of what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Switching gears a little bit, you've played. You obviously went to Duke and played for Coach K. I played against Coach K. I've been fortunate enough to coach against him. He's the greatest. I haven't backed down off that comment at all. Things have changed now. You got a new one. I know about everything that happened last year. Last year playing for him, going through that season, how much added pressure did you guys feel you put on yourselves trying to make him go out and win a national championship?
You said how much?
I say that because at times it looked like you guys were just beat down mentally because you were so fatigued. But I want to hear your thoughts on it.
I wouldn't say it was pressure. A lot of times, I mean,
well,
I
it's
feel
always
like
pressure because you're Duke.
yeah. I mean, it's
things you
always
guys did
pressure.
to yourself. You felt
yeah, it's always pressure with Duke, but I mean, I think Coach did a great job just preaching that it's not. I mean, he knew it was his last season, but he wanted us to play for. I mean, ourselves, obviously. In the inner circle, we wanted to play for Coach. But my freshman year, we didn't have the Duke season, so we already had that chip on our shoulder coming into last season.
What's the biggest difference between his demeanor? I know the demeanor in the two, but Coach K and Coach Scheyer. I mean, Coach K, even in his last year, he was a handful. He was still an energetic guy. And now Scheyer is a little bit more reserved, but from you playing for the two, what's the biggest difference you can see so far?
I mean, obviously, Coach Shires played for Coach K. He's played with him. So I mean, I pretty much they embody the same thing. They want you to come in every day and work hard. You got to give 110% every day. Like it's not going to be any shortcuts. I mean, obviously, Coach K might might say stuff in a certain way that Shire wouldn't, but I feel like they're always giving constructive criticism, and they're always going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Yeah, nobody can cuss you out like Coach K. He can get on you a little bit. All right, let's talk about your freshmen, man. I haven't seen those guys as well. I mean, has anyone surprised you? You hear about these guys coming in, you know when they sign, and who's impressed you the most of those young guys coming in?
Well, they've all impressed me. I mean, obviously Derek, and we got to get Derek back healthy too.
Right.
Mark Mitchell, even C. Reeves. I don't know I don't know what he's doing this year, but C. Reeves, Flip, he's been playing lights out the past couple of weeks. So they've been growing every day, coming into work every day with a great mindset, and that's all you can ask for. They don't have any egos. They all want to be a sponge, absorb as much game as they can. And I think that's just the biggest thing with such a young team that's can't come in 5 stars, 4 stars with a McDonald's All-American. They might have egos. They might think they know it all, but they've all came into work asking questions and want to be a sponge.
I'll let you go here in a second. One last question for you. What do you need to do exceptionally well for Duke to achieve the preseason accolades, your top 15, your preseason second in the ACC, to get back to the tournament, to get a chance to hang a banner? What type of season does Jeremy Roach has to have?
Gotta have a killer season. It starts off, like you said, me being the most vocal guy on the court, just getting the guys' mindset ready, setting the tone defensively, pushing the pace, like just doing all the things that I need to do to get these guys where we need to go in the right direction. And I think everybody will fall in my lead. And if they do that, it should be a special season.
Well, good luck to you, man. I appreciate you joining me today. I look forward to following you this year. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I've been telling you that for a while. I've been seeing your growth. And no added pressure, man. It's ACC. That's what you do. It's what you're here for.
It's what we work for sure.
Congrats, man. Have a good year.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
buddy.
you.